Caution. Your paradigm is about to shift at the intersection of fact and reason. You're entering Kingston Country.
I'm Dan Kingston, and you're listening to the Dan Kingston Podcast. $3.6 billion. That's a number that's being transferred from the Pentagon to help pay for the border walls. It's getting a lot of criticism, especially from Democrats. You know, of course, they're the biggest supporters of the military and the military funds. And they're saying, well, you can't take funds away from the military to pay for the border wall. You're going to really damage national security. I don't know. Isn't it better spent here than over there? Those throwback desert wars? I think so. And Walmart is barring shoppers from openly carrying guns in their stores, and they're going to stop selling some ammunition in stores. Of course, the far left won't be satisfied until they've crapped over the Constitution and made masculinity a crime. Plus, the Trump administration has a new plan to see if you're worthy of having a gun. They're considering teaming up with Amazon and Apple. It's a new program under the health department. It's called HARPA, not DARPA. It's called HARPA. It's like an advanced medical agency. It's being proposed to the president. And one of the proposals coming from this agency it'd be to team up with the Echo and the Apple Watch. To see if you're a threat. To see if you could go mental, to see if you should own a gun. But don't we have the ability to see who's mental? I mean, all these shooters give themselves away. They call the cops, they call the FBI. You have neighbors, you have relatives sounding the alarms in many of the cases, and yet we need to turn to the Echo and the Apple Watch in order to make those determinations. This is kind of a crazy reflection of the modern Silicon Valley that's consuming us. You know, you have Google whistleblower coming out saying that Google is basically mind controlling you when you search in Google, especially certain things you search for, hot button topics. They're actually controlling the results that you get, just like they do in China, but they're doing it here. They told Congress they weren't doing this. They told Congress they were not manipulating any kind of searches. And it's a lie. Whistleblower, 950 pages. That's out there. But it's really concerning, I think, this idea of employing our tech devices to spy on us for the government. So what's this scientific revelation, genetic revelation? They're saying maybe you can eat as much as you want and stay skinny. They're using the genetic tool CRISPR to alter the amount of fat that your cell actually will store. If a cell stores less fat, then you can eat more and gain less. This is just a few years away from human studies. They've been doing it on mice, and the mice are skinny. The mice look great. The mice are really physically fit, and they're doing just fine. So would you try this? Would you take a pill, a skinny pill, or would you let a doctor modify your genetics? I think a lot of people would, to have the promise of eating anything you want. You know, we have so many good food options here in this country, and yet most of us can't enjoy them because we're so worried about, your weight. So it would be nice to let into that temptation, wouldn't it? Especially during the summertime. Just have that ice cream. Don't worry about it. Now, I think it'd still be bad for you. Wouldn't it still be bad for your blood pressure and your cholesterol and all that stuff? But you wouldn't get fat. So go at it. I think that might be a horrible thing overall for health. If people could just eat anything they want and stay skinny. People, it'd be skinny, but wouldn't they die still of heart attacks and strokes and cancer at a higher rate? Everybody would look so healthy, but then on the insides, everybody would be like a horrible diseased person, right? I don't know. Unintended consequences. This is just disgusting. This piece of news. The future makers in Sweden, a behavioral scientist, suggesting that to solve climate change and future food shortages, we need to get used to eating ourselves. That's right. Straight out of Soylent Green. We need to eat humans in order to survive. We have to get over thing that says that it's gross? What is that? It's gross to eat humans. No, it's not gross to eat humans. It's natural. All animals do it. All animals eat each other, and humans, we should get used to it too. So this is coming out of Sweden, and I don't think it's going to gain traction here. I don't know. Would you consider eating your neighbor? American Airlines passenger brings a miniature horse onto a flight. Miniature horse, support horse, that's been brought onto this flight. People are complaining. The actress Kristen Stewart from Twilight fame said she was told that she might get a Marvel movie if she just nixed the public displays of affection with her girlfriend. She's LGBTQ, Kristen Stewart, and she's outspoken champion of LGBTQ rights, and she's seen holding hands with her girlfriend. I guess she's really been discriminated against because of that. And because she's LGBTQ, Kristen Stewart has had a really rough career. Yeah, she's a movie star. Yeah, she gets a lot of big roles, but she could have so many millions more if she wasn't discriminated against. If she was a cisgender straight woman, like Scarlett Johansson, for instance. Oh, she would be in all the Avenger movies. It must be because that she's LGBTQ that she's not getting these superhero roles, right? It has nothing to do with the fact that she's not a very good actor. It has nothing to do with the fact that maybe she's a loudmouth. It has nothing to do with the fact that movie executives are worried about what she might say promoting a film. No, nothing like that. You can imagine her agent not wanting to break it to her, the news, hey, you're not good enough. You're not a good enough actor to be in a Marvel movie, okay? And it's easier to say, Kristen, you're being discriminated against, aren't you? Just, it's horrible, Hollywood, how they discriminate against those LGBTQ, right? I feel like the most discriminated people in Hollywood have to be LGBTQ.
Kingston Country. You've been listening to the Dan Kingston Podcast.